Hello, friends. Uh, Today I'm going to speak something about Bitcoin. What is Bitcoin? Do you know what is Bitcoin? Maybe many of you who must heard about what is Bitcoin and what is its purpose, and maybe some of you are familiar with it or using that. Okay, there are so much apps which work under Bitcoins, so maybe you are familiar with it. And I'm going to take something about Bitcoin. It's working, and it's who developed the Bitcoin, and what is its timeline, and how it's work, and how to buy. Some of these topics I'm going to take it for your information. And what is Bitcoin? Guys, do you know what is Bitcoin? And I'm going to say that is Bitcoin is a decentralized digital currency. It's a decentralized digital currency without a central bank or a single administrator. I have no central banks or a single administrator. That can be sent from user to user on the peer-to-peer Bitcoin network without the need for the intermediaries. Okay, it can be sent, bitcoins can be sent from user to user and on the peer-to-peer bitcoin network without the need of intermediaries. There is no need for the intermediaries. They send the bitcoin directly to user. Okay, a type of digital currency in which a record of transaction is maintained and new units of currency are generated by the computational solution of mathematical problems. Okay, here the currency is generated and the record of transactions was stored or records through the computational solutions or mathematical problems which operates independently of a central bank and which is operates independently on central banks. There is no need for a central bank. And Bitcoin are created as a reward for a process known as mining, and Bitcoin was produced as after results of a process called mining. We mine the Bitcoin. Okay, the word Bitcoin was defined in a white paper published on 31st October 2008, and it is a compound of the word bit and coin. And the Bitcoin was defined white paper. It defined on a white paper on 31st October to K8, and it's a combination of words, bits and coin. And it's peer-to-peer electronic cash system. Its Bitcoin network is peer-to-peer. Okay, we already say that it's a peer-to-peer. It's a user-to-user by using peer-to-peer networks. Okay, peer-to-peer payment network that operates on a cryptographic protocol and which is operates on a cryptographic protocol. Okay, and user sends and receive the bitcoin, the unit of currency, by broadcasting digitally signed messages to the network using bitcoin cryptocurrency wallet software. Okay, they are receive or send the bitcoin, the unit of currency, by broadcasting digitally signed messages. Okay, digitally signed messages, they broadcast digitally signed messages to the network that using bitcoin cryptocurrency wallet software. Okay, transactions are recorded into a distributed, replicated public database known as blockchain. And the Bitcoin transactions are recorded in a public database known as blockchain. Okay, which consists achieved by a proof of work system called mining. Okay, it's a proof of called or mining. And do you know who developed Bitcoin? Any of you have any idea about who developed Bitcoin? And um, they claim to be, they are claiming Satoshi Nakamoto was the developer or the founder of the Bitcoin. They are saying Satoshi Nakamoto was a person or a group of persons. There is no idea about how many persons are behind the working of or development of the Bitcoin. And it's claimed that Satoshi Nakamoto was the developer of the Bitcoin. Satoshi Nakamoto is the name used by presumed pseudonymous person or persons who developed Bitcoin, authored the Bitcoin with white paper, and created and deployed Bitcoin, originally from implementation. Okay, as a part of the implementation, Nakamoto also devised the first blockchain database, and Nakamoto devised the first block of database, blockchain database. And Nakamoto was active in development of Bitcoin up until December 2010. He was active until to December 2010. Many people have claimed or have been claimed to be Nakamoto's. Okay, they are always claiming that um, we are the Nakamoto's or they are the Nakamoto's. There is no uh, profound person there. And next one is the timeline of the Bitcoin. The timeline, which includes 2K10 to 2K21. What happens between them? Okay, between these years, Bitcoin was gradually grows to a very strong digital currency network. Okay, the first retail transaction involves physical goods was paid on May 26, 2K10 by exchanging 10,000 bitcoins for 2 pizzas. Okay. First transaction occurs on 22nd May on 2K10, and it's a physical for on the physical goods, and exchanging 10,000 BTC for 2 pizzas. And to get in 2K11, based on Bitcoin's open source code, other cryptocurrency starters to enrich. Okay, based on the Bitcoin's currency code, so open source and open source, the other cryptocurrencies starters to enrich. And 2K12, so in September 2K12, Bitcoin Foundation was launched. Bitcoin Foundation was launched in October. Over 1,000 merchants accepting Bitcoin under its payment processing service. In November, WordPress starts accepting Bitcoin. 2K13 in February, selling US dollar 1 million worth of Bitcoin in a single month at over $22 per Bitcoin. Okay, and 2K14 in January, it was testing Bitcoin for purchasing in game assets. And some hotels in Las Vegas announced that they would also begin accepting Bitcoins. And in July, Newegg and Dell starts accepting Bitcoin. In December, Microsoft accepting Bitcoin. And in 2K15, the number of merchants accepting Bitcoin exceeds 1 lakhs. Okay, in and some of other are also accepted Bitcoins. And 2K16, the network rate exceeds 1 x hash or second per second. Okay, Bitnetworks was hacked and nearly 12 lakhs BTC was stolen. Oh my. Bitcoin symbol was encoded in a Unicode version of 10.0. Bitcoin split into 2 BTC and PCH in 2K17. In 2K18, South Korea put ban on anonymous trading of Bitcoin, and South Korea put a ban on anonymous trading of Bitcoin. And 2K20, PayPal announcement that it would allow its users to buy and sell Bitcoin on its platform. Okay, PayPal allows users to buy and sell Bitcoin on its platform. And 2K21, El Salvador becomes the first country to make Bitcoin legal. El Salvador is the first country which makes Bitcoin illegal. Okay, this is the timeline of the Bitcoin up to 2K21 to 2K10 to 2K21. And what Bitcoin? Why Bitcoin is valuable? Why is Bitcoin is so valuable? And that is, one can argue that Bitcoin's value is similar to that of precious metals. Okay, one can argue that Bitcoin's value is similar to the precious metals. Okay, precious metals. Its value is similar to the precious metals and value of precious metals. Both are limited in quality and have selected use cases, because both have limited and quality in quality and save use cases and have selected use cases. Bitcoin does not have the backing of government authorities. Okay, Bitcoin does not have backing of government authorities, nor does it have the system of intermediary banks to propagate its use. Okay, it does not have an intermediate banks to propagate its use. There are six key attributes to use to useful currency to a useful currency: scarcity, divisibility, acceptability, portability, durability, and uniformity. These are the six attributes to a useful currency. And these qualities allows a currency to find widespread use in economy. These attributes allows the currency to widespread its use in economy. And what is Bitcoin mining? We already say that Bitcoins are generated after the process of the process called mining, and I'm going to say what is Bitcoin mining. To form a distributed timestamp server as a peer-to-peer network, Bitcoin use a proof of work system. And to form a distributed timestamp, timestamp server as a peer-to-peer network, Bitcoin uses a proof of work system, and this work is often called Bitcoin mining. That proof of work system is called Bitcoin mining for distributed timestamp server as a peer-to-peer network. And Bitcoin mining is the competitive endeavor, and it's a competitive endeavor. And war has hashing technologies that have been used to mine bitcoins. Warmish works. Oh my goodness. Okay, various hashing technologies that have been used to mine bitcoins: basic central processing units (CPUs), high-end graphic processing units, field programmable gate arrays, application-specific integrated circuits. These hashing technologies have been used in mine bitcoins. Okay, these hashing technologies used to mine bitcoins all have been used, each reducing the profitability of the less specialized technology. Okay, and mining pool. What is mining pool? And context of the cryptocurrency mining, a mining pool is pooling of resources by miners. Okay, it's a pooling of resources by the miners who share their processing power over a network, and who shares their processing power on a network to split the reward equally according to the amount of work they contributed, the probability of finding a block, and which is done, and it is done to split the reward reward equally according to the amount work they contributed the probability of finding a block. Computing power is often bundled together or pooled to reduce variance in minor income. Okay, the computing power of often bundled together to or pooled. They combine together to reduce variance in income. This is mining pool, and individual mining rigs often have to wait for long periods to confirm a block of transaction and receive payment. Individual mining rigs often have to wait. They have often waiting for a long period of time to confirm a block transaction to receive payment. Okay, or they need to wait for a long time to receive a block transaction payment. Okay, in a pool, all participants miners get paid every time a participant server solves a block, and this payment depends on the amount of the work an individual miner contributes to help find that block. And mining pool methods, and, and I'm talking about the mining pool methods. We already talk about what is mining and what is mining pool, and which are the methods used to mining pools. Okay, that is paper share, proportional, Bitcoin pooled mining, paper last and shares, solo mining pool, peer to peer mining pool, geometric method, double geometric methods. These are the mining pool methods. Okay. Then how does it works? How does Bitcoin works? The basic for a new user. Okay, a new user, one can get started with Bitcoin without understanding the technical details. Okay, they can understand. Okay, as a new user, users can get started with Bitcoin without any understanding the technical details. Okay, once a Bitcoin wallet installed on one's computer or a mobile phone, will generate their first Bitcoin address, and they can create more whenever they need one. Okay, once a Bitcoin wallet installed on one's computer or it's their personal mobile phone, it will generate their first Bitcoin address, and they can create more whenever they needed one. Okay, they can disclose their address to their friends so that friends can pay them, or vice versa. Okay, they can disclose their addresses to their friends, and friends can pay them, or vice versa. Okay, in fact, this is a pretty similar to how email works, and the Bitcoin working is pretty familiar to the email working, except that Bitcoin address should be used only once. Except the thing that the Bitcoin was only used for once, and uh, in balance blockchain, we tell that Bitcoin records the transactions on a public database called the blockchain, and the balances. The blockchain is the shared public ledger on which is the entire Bitcoin works relays. Okay, we already say that blockchain is the database used to record transaction of Bitcoin. All confirmed transactions are included in blockchain, and all concluded transactions are confirmed transactions are included in the blockchain. It allows Bitcoin wallets to calculate their spendable balance so the new transaction can be verified, thereby ensuring they're actually owned by the spender. Okay, it allows Bitcoin wallets to calculate their spendable balance. Okay, every user Bitcoin blockchain calculates its spendable balances so that they can create new transaction can be verified. Okay, new transaction can be verified. There is ensuring they're actually owned by the and spender. The integrity and the chronological order of the blockchain are enforced with cryptography. And the integrity and chronological order of the blockchain enforced with the cryptography. Okay, because it's a cryptocurrency. And a transaction is a transfer of value between Bitcoin wallets that get includes in the blockchain. Okay, it's a transaction. A transaction is a transfer of value. We know that a transaction is the transferring or transferring of goods or things like something else. Okay, in here a transaction is a transfer of value between Bitcoin wallets that get includes in the blockchain. Okay, Bitcoin wallet keeps a secret piece of data called a private key or a seed. Okay, Bitcoin wallet keeps a secret piece of data, and that secret piece of data is called a private key or seed, which is used to sign transactions, providing a mathematical proof that they have come from the owner of the wallet. Okay, come from the owner of the wallet. The signature also prevents the transaction from being altered by anybody once it has been issued. Okay, signature. The signature also prevents transaction from being altered by anybody once it has been issued. Okay, it can't be altered by anyone else. Okay. All transactions are broadcast to the network and usually begin to confirm within 10 to 20 minutes through a process called mining. Okay, we already said that transactions are broadcast in the network and usually begin to confirm within 10 to 20 minutes. Okay, by the through the process called mining. And processing, mining is the distributed consensus system that is used to confirm spending transaction by including them in the blockchain. Okay, mining is a distributed consensus system that is used to confirm spending transactions. The spending transactions they use to confirm spending transaction by including them in the blockchain, by including the transaction in the blockchain. It enforces a chronological order in blockchain, protects the neutrality of the network, and allows different computers to agree on the state of the system. Okay. It enforces the chronological order in blockchain. We already said that. Okay. And mining also creates the equivalent of a competitive lottery that prevents any individual from easily adding new blocks consecutively to the blockchain. And mining also creates equivalent of the competitive lottery that prevents. Okay, mining creates equivalent competitive lottery to prevent individual from easily adding new blocks consecutively to the blockchain. Okay, and in this way no group or individual can control what is included in the blockchain. Okay, by by creating equivalent competitive lottery, um, uh, to prevent individual from easily adding blocks, no group of individuals can control what is included in the blockchain. Nobody can control the what is already included in the blockchain, or replace part of the blockchain to roll back their own spends. Okay, next is going down the rabbit hole. This is just short summary of a Bitcoin, and we know that how to buy. What is Bitcoin? We already talk about what is Bitcoin, how it's work, and how is developer, what is mining. We already covered this, but not widely. I'm only it's an outline of the Bitcoin, okay, and how to buy a Bitcoin. I'm going to talk say how to buy a Bitcoin. Okay, it's a process. I'm going to told you. I'm going to say how to. Now I'm going to describe how to buy Bitcoin. These steps are the following steps are added on the buying of a Bitcoin. First one is choose a broker or crypto exchange. Okay, choose a broker or crypto exchange. And second one is create and verify your account. Then create and verify our account. Then third one, deposit cash to invest. Okay, then we need to invest our cash to the Bitcoin. And fourth one, place your cryptocurrency order and place our cryptocurrency in order. And the fifth one, select a storage method, and we need to select a storage method. Alternative ways. Okay, we have two alternative ways. First one is wait for crypto exchange trade funds, that is ETFs, and invest in companies. Next one is invest in companies connected to cryptocurrencies. Okay, investing companies cryptocurrency. And yeah, how many bitcoins are there? There are so many bitcoins in our now, and and I'm going to take how many bitcoins are there. There are currently, okay, there are currently 1 crore 89 lakhs 25,000 and 137 bitcoins in existence. Okay, that means almost 19 million have been mined. Currently there have been mined on almost 19 million bitcoins. The number typically changes about every 10 minutes as new blocks are mined. Okay, the number typically changes about every 10 minutes because there is new blocks are added or mined. The founder put a hard limit of just under 21 million on the total number of Bitcoin there could be in the world. The founder put a hard limit on just under 21 million on the total number of Bitcoin there could be in the world. In fact, the exact limit is 20,999 crores 99 lakhs 99,769. The exact limit is this number. And next one is Bitcoin scam. Um, there is always we have some doubts about these types of cryptocurrency gap, or say invisible money or that we are acquiring through our transactions. Okay, there always have some doubts. Is this a scam? We get cheated? Okay, these are the common doubts of query uh, when we install a new apps to our device. Okay, then we are going to say, is Bitcoin is a scam? A mad rush into cryptocurrency over the past several years has taught that attention of all kinds of investors, but it also caught the attention of scammers. Okay, a mad rush into cryptocurrency over the past several years has caught the attention of all kinds of investors, but also caught the attention of scammers. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, Bitcoin also has scammers because it's open source. There, many people can be added to the Bitcoin. Okay, but it's also safe. Okay, no, completely not scammed. Okay, it have many kinds of investors, but it's also caught some attention of some of scammers. Crypto scams most often aim to gain private information such as security codes or thick and unsuspecting person spending cryptocurrency to compromise digital wallet. Okay, crypto scams most often aim to the gain private information to spending they aim the private privacy information code such as security codes, trick sense, and unsuspecting person into spending cryptocurrency to the compromised digital wallet. Okay, they are doing this to sending cryptocurrency to the compromised digital wallets. And familiarize yourself with some of the most observed Bitcoin scams to help protect yourself from the scammers. Okay, these are the main scammers to occur during the Bitcoin workings. Okay, and we need to find a way to protect ourselves. Okay, so I'm going to tell some of these scammers: blackmails, take exchange, free giveaways, impersonation, malware, meet in person, money transfer fraud, phishing emails, phishing websites, phone schemes, pyramid schemes, prize giveaway, pump and dumps, ransomware, and scam coins. There are a lot of scammers in Bitcoin, and it's common scams during we get on our internet use. Okay, these are the common scams. Okay, then are Bitcoin illegal? Many of you have the doubt that the Bitcoin is illegal or not, because it's not based on a centralized central banks, or it have no backing of the government. So many of you have the doubt of are the Bitcoin illegal or not? Okay, and Bitcoin. Okay, as of June 2021, Bitcoin was illegal in the US, Japan, UK, and most other developing countries. And first, Bitcoin was legal. Okay, as of the June 2021. Bitcoin was legal in the US, Japan, UK, and the most of the developing countries. And the emerging markets, legal status of Bitcoin still varied dramatically. China heavily restricted Bitcoin. Okay, China heavily restricted Bitcoin, and India banned banks from dealing with Bitcoin. Okay, India banned banks from dealing in Bitcoin. And however, there are exceptions, such as Iceland was becoming the first country to recognize Bitcoin as legal in 2K21, June 2021. Okay, there are some exceptions for the such as Salvador's becoming the first country to recognize Bitcoin as legal tender in 2K, June 20, 2K21. And I already said that El Salvador is the first country becoming to say that Bitcoin is legal in their country. Okay, and these are the common topics to what is Bitcoin, and I'm just giving you the outline of the Bitcoin. And Bitcoin, and to summarize it, Bitcoin is the most widely used digital currency, driven by the ease of transaction and the incentives of mine. And the emergency of Bitcoin has sparked a debate about the future, and that is other cryptocurrencies. And the cryptocurrencies that aspire to become the part of the mainstream financial system would have satisfied very diverse criteria. Okay, it's a decentralized, we already talk about, it's a decentralized currency. And it's it was follow the idea set out in a white paper by mysterious and pseudonymous Satoshi Nakamoto. Okay, we already talk about who is Satoshi Nakamoto. And in and it's a virtual currency, we can't see that, and there is risk in it, but it's secured. Okay, uh, okay, this is my summarized, and thank you for your patience.